Okay, everybody, welcome to your first tutorial on how to use XNA Game Studio 4.0. Uh, and this is basically a graphics library that's basically a Directx Wrapper, and it basically allows you to make games, 2D and 3D games using the C# programming language. Now, for a little bit of information for those of you who do not know C# or XNA. C# is a language developed by Microsoft, and yeah, it's a language used that it's made for Windows programming, right? And it works under the .NET framework. And like I could talk all day about it, but it's basically a Microsoft-based language. So the applications you make are for Windows-based applications and Windows only. So if you're a Mac user, then you'd have to use like a what do they call it, a portal or something. You'd have to use like Wine or a mono or something like that. I'm not really sure about Macs or Unix or Linux. I don't really know. But yeah, and XNA is a DirectX wrapper. Now, what DirectX is, DirectX is basically built to make 3D and 2D games, but it can get a bit kind of complicated. So they made XNA Game Studio to make it easier to code and make games in 2D and 3D space. So yeah, with Visual C# and XNA, you can get a game up and running within minutes. Um, and I also code in C++ and stuff. I prefer C++ over C#, but C# and XNA is really good, and I'm actually enjoying it quite a lot. So yeah, so I'm going to show you guys how to get into it. So basically, for those who do not have Visual C# or XNA, I'm going to show you how to install it. Now, I would suggest that you have some C# knowledge, or at least C++ and Java knowledge. If you don't, then these tutorials aren't meant for you. I'm sorry, but you're gonna probably have a bit of trouble. But anyways, let's go on to downloading Visual C# in case you don't have it. So you type in Visual, and if you already have Visual C#, then you can skip this part. Visual C# 2010 Express download. And we'll click the top link, and I'll bring you to this URL, and you'll just scroll down till you see Visual C# 2010 Express. Click that, and you'll click install now, and yeah, I'll click cancel because I already have Visual Studio. I have all the languages, but if you want a different language, then I guess you could select your language over here to download it. And that's basically it. So once you have Visual C# downloaded, then you want to get XNA Game Studio. Sorry. So XNA, type in XNA Game Studio 4.0 download. So the first link, we'll click that, and then you can download it right here, the setup file. Now, once you have Visual C# or Visual Studio set up, then when you go to the download process, it will automatically install it for you. For you into like your Visual Studio or Visual C#. So now after you're done all your downloads, it's gonna take a long while. So I would guess that you would have paused the video by now and started it. So anyways, now when you're done your download, you're gonna go to New Project and wait for it to load. Sorry for my laptop's slow. I never cleaned it yet. Okay, it's not respond. Okay, never mind. So I have Visual Studio, so I have all these languages. So I'll go to Visual C#. So you go to Visual C#, and you'll see a new icon there that will say XNA Game Studio 4.0. And what you want to do is select Windows Game. Now you see Xbox 360 game and stuff like that. You can make 360 games with XNA, but I won't be showing that, as you have to have a like developers thing, which is like 99 bucks, which I don't feel like paying right now. Anyways, so click Windows Game, name it, and select the folder you want to save it in. So I'm gonna save it as YouTube tutorials. You can name it whatever you want, and I'm gonna click OK. And just give it some time. Don't know why it's going so slow. Okay. Sorry. So as you'll see game1.cs, and let me see how much time I have. Okay. So you're gonna see a lot of these stuff. So if you know Visual C plus C sharp, I mean, you know what using statements are. You know they include stuff, and it's just like an include, or what is it called again in Java? I forget what it's. Basically including stuff that are not like internally in the program yet until you include it. So we have to include the actual framework, the audio, the content, the services, the graphics, the input, and the media. And you'll learn all about that stuff. I'll teach you what all those stuff do. So basically, it comes with set functions. So this is the class, or game one class, and basically the functions are initialize, load content. So initialize is to initialize everything, and to load content is to load all the graphics and the font and everything. Unload content if you're unloading anything. I never had seen much. I never used it much, but yeah, it can be very useful. Um, and then you have the update to update everything, the game elements, and the draw, right? So that's all set up for you, and you don't have to code it by yourself. It's all set up right as you click the Windows game application. So if we click F5 to debug, let's see what we get. So we get, if I can zoom out here, I don't remember what my zoom out button is. But if you look at it, you'll see a blue window, and yeah, it'll be a window, but it's filled with like a cornflower blue kind of color. And yeah, and you click the X button to close it. So that's basically it. Once you create the XNA project, it creates a program where it opens a window for you, and those are just the basics. So that's it for this tutorial. You already learned how to create a window easily because of that. And hope you like this tutorial, and I hope you look forward to the next one. So thanks for watching, and bye.